What's up, gamers? It's GoldDemon 12 here, back with another Wuthering Waves video. And today I'm going to be talking about the game's release. We're going to be going over free rewards, just a PSA about, playing the game when it's launching, all that stuff, right? So to start off, the game is releasing on PC, iOS, and Android with, Play Store and App Store respectively. And on PC, it's actually an Epic Game Store exclusive. It seems that they don't have their own launcher, so in case anybody was confused about where to actually find the game, you're going to have to play on Epic Games. And so if you're not addicted to Fortnite, you probably don't have this on PC, right? So keep that in mind if you were interested in playing the game on PC. Obviously, mobile players are going to be playing there. They did actually announce, though, that at a later date, Wuthering Waves will be coming to Mac. So if you were wanting to, again, play on Apple platforms, you'll have that eventually. Now, speaking of which, I'm sure a lot of players also want to play on their PS4. There is a problem, though. The game, according to developers, and from what they've shown off again and stated, it's not releasing at launch on PS4 and PS5, right? This will be unfortunate for anybody who's expecting to play on those platforms. There are a variety of reasons for this, right? It has to do with the checks on those platforms, right? They have specific things that they have to go through, and like quality assurance to actually develop for that platform. And also the game probably wasn't initially planned on that platform, and so they'd have to do additional work to make it work on there, right? And so there's a lot there. But then also PlayStation has their own like anti-consumer stuff going on, and like anti-developer stuff, like having to play for cross progression features and cross play features. So there is that to keep in mind, right? Currently the game does have cross progression on PC and like mobile, so you have the same account, but I don't know if it's crossplay. I couldn't find any information on that. If somebody knows, please tell me down below. But yeah, there might be a bit of issue there. I would assume it's crossplay for the same reasons like Genshin is. It just makes sense. But I know that's something that they had a hiccup with because they couldn't have that at launch because of again, platform reasons and PlayStation forcing you to pay money for that sort of stuff. And if you guys want me to talk about that and why that may be a problem with the game, tell me down below. I'll make a follow-up video on the whole PlayStation issue, but that's something to keep in mind about where the game's actually releasing on what platforms. As I said, Epic Games for PC and all that stuff. Secondly, the release date. The release date for everything, right? And I'll put the timestamp in the comment section if you guys want to convert it yourselves. But just to tell you, May 1st at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time is when the preload will be available. So tomorrow morning, it'll be available. If you're in the US tomorrow morning, it'll be available for Epic Games, so you can go on here and pre-download the game, right? I think they don't have their own launcher because it's through Epic. I could be wrong about that, but at least that's where you'll initially download the game, right? For anybody who's Fortnite addicted, right? And then the following day on the 22nd will be the actual release at 9 p.m. CST. And so that's going to be really late, in case anybody was wondering when the game actually comes out. And that's going to be in 2 days, right? I will put the Epoch timestamp below if you are a Discord. If you have Discord, right, you'll obviously want to put this in, and it will automatically update for whatever region you're in case you if you can't figure out the timestamp, right? I'll put this down below for anybody who wants that. But that is in 2 days. And as I said, it's on Epic, and it will be added to Mac at a later date, with PS5 being nowhere to be seen, right? So that is unfortunate for any PS5 gamers, right? You are kind of out of luck in that regard. So, up next after all of this is there's big rewards to actually be found for pre-registered players, and if you again are playing a bit after launch, because these are going to be available for a bit, and also a very pog new character, right? I already did one video on that, but just wanted to point that out there. I really like her. So the pre-registration rewards, they actually have a full list right here over everything, and so I'm going to go over that. But we got some good pre-registration rewards, right? There's also an event for a free 5-star character. If you haven't been doing that, or not free 5-star character, my apologies. It's a free 5-star Echo. If you haven't been doing that, there is a good guide that I'll link in the comment section below, or yeah, in the description below, about which one to pick for you if you're starting out. But just in case you don't understand, echoes in this game are the equivalent of like relics or artifacts in other games, right? It's just equipment for your character. And so what this event is for you to get a sort of head start by allowing you to roll for a starting 5-star relic, right? And so that will be really helpful for starting out. It's not going to be the best because it's going to be like attack percent just flat out, right? And so it might not be the most useful at the beginning, but it's a nice head start and you will eventually replace it, but it's better than nothing, right? And if you are playing through this event, I highly suggest you go to the Discord server of Wuthering Waves because they have an event section where people are just spamming the 5-star echoes for you to go and roll for. So that will be helpful for you starting out. And of course, if you want to see the actual like suggestion, I'll pull that up real quickly. So here's the recommendation list from Reddit user Michiru WW. I think that's how I say that. And here's basically the suggestion for each character. You can see this on screen. Pause the video if you must. Of course, as I said, I'm going to link in the comment section. But if you, again, want to get the best possible start, I would suggest following something like this so you know, or at least get a head start for building your characters and keep that in mind, right? Look at all these guides. They'll be very beneficial for you playing this game. Right. So going back to the rewards, besides that, of course, there's multiple free 4-star characters. There's the login free 4-star. There's the one for beating one of the in-game modes, right? Rumbling Hollows, you'll get this other 4-star character. Of course, there's the beginner banner, and then there's also the guaranteed 5-star at 300 summons on their following banner. Of course, we have the starting events being one that is a battle event. We have a what's it called? Parkour event that they talked about, and then we have a couple other things going on, right? So there's a lot of good stuff starting out. God, Yinlin looks amazing. Anyways, as I was saying, the free rewards. We have a lot of free rewards to go over, and so I think that's pretty great. I'll be honest with you. A lot of free rewards at the start of the game is always good, and I hope they keep it up, as this will obviously want players to keep playing because they're like, hey, the developers actually care about us, right? So let's go over the free rewards now that I've yapped about everything else, being that there's, the web event, the release platforms, the release times, all that stuff. So yeah, let's get into this. So Wuthering Waves is scheduled to release on the 23rd. So this is, overseas time, right? In the US, it would be the 22nd, right? Rovers can get 84 Lustrous Tides, 14 Radiant Tides, and 180 100. I said that really weird. 1,800 Astricites for free, plus a 5-star weapon of choice, 4-star weapon of choice, a sigil, which is just a player icon, 4-star resonator, which is the free character, the girl, and then the 4-star resonator, Yun Wu. I think I don't. I'm butchering the names. I apologize, but that's the male 4-star character that we get. And then additionally, the novice and beginner banners will be available for us to choose our 5-star character, right? So we've got the starter banner, which is going to be your discounted banner. So you're going to be doing the 9 summons for 10 characters or 10 pulls banner for the first 50, and that will give us our guaranteed 5-star, right? Just like Honkai Star Rail, it's going to be your beginner banner, and so you'll be able to summon on this, get a 5-star early, and do whatever you want with them, right? I've been looking into it, and it seems the number one pick you want from here is actually Verena. I think that's her name. And the reason is because she's like the only like straight up support character in the game. She's like a healer and damage buffs your team, right? But again, obviously free 5 stars Pog. That will be for whoever you want. But then after that, we'll get the standard banner, which is gonna have the 300 guaranteed character pick, right? I think it's 300. If anybody knows what it actually is, tell me down below. But at that point, you'll be able to pick from the standard roster of characters, right? And so that's gonna be pretty good. Personally, I kind of want Encore because she seems better than the rest of them, except for Calcharo. He seems pretty good, but obviously pulling this middle character, right? I don't know, Tall Nahida, uh, would be a pretty good pull if she's that strong of a buffer. It seems like so. That's cool. As for pre-registration, we're going to be getting 20 standard pools here, 200 astrocytes, so that's again the premium currency, the player icon, and then some XP materials, and then regular currency, right? So that's pretty nice. And then there's the 4-star selector on weapons. Now the actual weapons we'll be getting, I believe, is as follows. So it's the Dauntless Evernight, right? We'll be getting the Amnesty Accord. The pistols we'll be getting are the Nova Burst. The rectifier we'll be getting is the Jinso Keeper. And the sword is the Commando Conviction. So I probably said this wrong, but I believe those are the 5 weapons that you could pick from. That's going to be pretty nice to get a strong 4-star weapon to actually start out with. So that's fantastic, right? Everybody will be enjoying that for whatever character they pick, right? Yeah, I don't know who I'm gonna pick, to be honest with you. I will 100% be honest with you. I'm just gonna meta pick whoever's the best. I'm gonna grab straight up. I don't care, because in case you haven't seen me click on it like 5 times already, this is the character I really like, so I'll be waiting for her to come out. And then there's also Yinlin that I like. But moving on, because the devs are so nice, right, and they really want us to spend money, they'll be giving us an extra 10 base banner summons and an extra 10 limited summons, right? Now, there is a typo here. These are supposed to be Radiant Tides, but these are limited summons for the character banner, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because there's actually two. There's the weapon and character banner. So, yeah, that will be for the character banner. And then because of the 7-day login at the start, there's the free 4-star character, the extra 4 base banner summons, and then 4 limited banner summons, as well as for leveling up your account, right? This is going to be whenever you upgrade to the next like world level, right? That's the equivalent of what this is you're going to be getting up to 40 summons, so it's 10 for each level. Another multi worth of Astrite, right? And I believe it's at level 40 you get a limited, or not a limited weapon, sorry, a base weapon summon. So if we go back over the weapons, right, you'll be able to get one of these 5-star weapons. And it's not Sting Master or the Verdant Summit. It's gonna be one of these 5 stars up here, right? So you'll be able to pick a free 5-star, which is gonna be pretty nice, right? I honestly don't know how strong these are, but a free 5-star weapon's a free 5-star weapon. So that's gonna be a pretty nice upgrade for a lot of characters on your account, right? So that's pretty cool. And then we'll be getting a crystal solvent, which is, oh, I'm forgetting what that is. Okay, it's energy. So this is 6 like fragile resin, for example. Okay. So that's pretty nice. And then obviously if we get level 30, there's an extra bundle, which is, pretty cool. And then if we beat the end game mode, you get the 4-star Yuan Wu. I think that's how you say that. So yeah, rewards are looking pretty good, I'll have to say. 100 plus pools for the launch of the game is pretty nice, right? Obviously, they're always very generous at the start of a gotcha game. In terms of permanent content, that's like 50 base banner summons worth, right? Or like 60 if we're including the Astrocite. The rest of these are going to be limited. I don't know what the like last day you can claim this if you're a late player will be. And unfortunately, again, the same thing's going to happen for PlayStation players is I don't think they'll be able to access these rewards unless they do a separate pre-register for PlayStation. And if they do that, there might be a thing where people can double like dip in pre-registration rewards if you have a PlayStation. So like you pre-register on or on PC and then you pre-register for PlayStation, but then just link your account, right? Unless they, of course, block that for some reason, then it's going to be PlayStation's fault if they do. But you might be able to double dip and pre-register rewards unless they, them themselves block that out. But I don't know how that'll work. Well, that will happen when, we get there in time. But yeah, overall, it looks really good. It's nice to see that this game, they're, putting a lot of effort in to make it good, right? And yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully this video helped y'all with the times and everything. As I said, I'll put the timestamps in the description for anybody who wants to plug that into their own Discord to figure out the release window. So yeah, like, subscribe, check me out on Twitch if you guys want to know more about the game or just, anything like that. And thank y'all for watching. I'll see you later.